Hello everyone, welcome back to We Know What You Like, Lucia here. And today on the channel we are watching the season finale, episode 7 of Midnight Mass. This one's called Revelation. And episode 6, I feel like I didn't give the due justice it deserves in terms of my thoughts because my phone was gonna die. So I thought I'd do that now. Basically, episode 6 was the Acts of the Apostles, and we had like Stooge and Beverly and the mayor and his wife, and even the sheriff's son, you know, being the first, and then like a whole bunch of other people drinking the poison, and then they were like killed and renewed and born again. And then, you know, Father Paul was like, I lied to you all, this is what happened. And now we also learn more about the sheriff. He became a cop. He learned like, hey, he can speak the language and he can help. And then he got downgraded because he felt like he wasn't being used properly, and then he got a desk job, and then people were like looking at him, and so he took this cushy job for his wife, sorry, not for his wife, for he and his son. He doesn't want to rock the boat. So when Sarah was like, hey, shit's going down, he didn't believe her. And I was like, I get what he's saying, but I felt was being like a coward. And so we learned like, hey, he actually did take his gun, but fat lot that did, his son still drank the Kool-Aid, so to speak. And I don't care. I mostly just think he's done. He's like, I choose God. And again, I said this last episode, I think that's poor written on, you know, the writer's fault, Mike Flanagan, I think his name is. Like, he didn't give us a chance to care about those characters. And so if they die, they fucking die for me. Like, I don't care. I just think he's stupid. Now, I said it before, I thought the sheriff's son was doing all this mostly as a way to fit in with the other kids on the island. I still stand by that. Now, I also didn't really give a chance to him, though, because I thought about it, like, when I was out in episode 6. I was like, well, he did have to face his mother dying, so maybe this is, like, his own internal way of, like, trying to live forever. But I was like, nah, I still think it's him trying to fit in with the other kids. But I did propose that idea in my head, so I was like, nah. And then, I forgot her name. Oh, gosh. Sarah's mom. I had it in my head earlier. Anyway, she shot Father Paul in the head, and the demon angel whisked her away. Ed also got bitten, but we all know he's going to rise again. They can't go into the sun, so I wonder how many of them are going to, like, suicide, sun-wise. I also proposed the idea that maybe Father Paul would like sun himself, because he's gonna realize like what he's doing isn't actually the right thing to do. I still think that's possible. It's possible. The show keeps leading on the fact that Erin might die, so I expect that she might die because the hints were all there. Because, you know, like the boat scene and then all this talk of dying. So if if Erin dies, I won't be surprised, but let's see how I'll feel about it, if it actually, like, in terms of feelings. Oh, and then Ed and his wife, they have to believe Riley now, right? So yeah. What I didn't like though was like the what's her name? Liza's mom was literally trying to force that shit down her throat. Like, that's not free will, y'all. Y'all are in a goddamn cult. Yep, goddamn cult. Anyways, we're gonna start episode 7 though. Yeah, we'll get started right now.
Sarah, you said it was a contagion. If just one of them makes it to the mainland.
Gotta burn the island, bro. No, it's gonna come into play again.
What's any of this gonna do? The guns and knives.
Well, they would just rise back up.
You stop it. This isn't the way. This is never the way. Maybe not. Maybe it buys us a few more minutes.
Got 5 minutes.
A few more minutes alive. might come down to just minutes. Maybe seconds.
Sure that'll come back into play?
Bev, I want you to listen to me.
Let
Because
her
your
through.
whole life, I think you've needed to hear this.
You're a fucking bitch.
You aren't a good person.
Thank you. Oh yeah, she is younger.
That was uncalled for.
God doesn't love you more than anyone else.
You're not
You
special,
aren't a hero.
Beverly.
And you certainly aren't a victim.
I hate to speak ill of the dead, but if Riley Flynn,
Ooh.
a drunk and a murderer, was evidence of the quality of his parenting.
He was. Every part of him.
I miss Riley.
She's stalling. Check her on back.
God damn.
When I saw what I'd been given, I thought, oh, well, this is the end of that. This is the end of the roar.
But then you have no more life, though.
No more death.
No more life. As in birth.
But if I am honest, then there's no point in being anything else anymore. It was you. It was you and Sarah. That's why I did it. That's why I put that thing in that trunk. That's why I bribed and lied and smuggled it back here. That was the reason I didn't want you to die.
Well, I think this is confirmation that I was right. That's Sarah's dad.
We lived our lives.
It's complicated.
She grew up and we faded away. And that's how it's supposed to work.
Not internal
It's
life.
supposed to be over.
Mm-hmm.
But a second chance.
It's very human.
That's a miracle. We gotta put out this fire.
Doesn't matter.
Oh.
If it gets going too big, it could.
Burn the whole island. Do it.
With this wind, it's like a tinderbox.
I mean, the church didn't burn in '84.
Yeah, she's saying start afresh and new. Wow,
Revelation.
English. I knew she was gonna say something like that.
Whatever this is, don't change who you are.
Vampires fighting vampires. Let's go. Someone needs to set the rec center on fire. That's what someone needs to do. Is she gonna kill you?
Well, I suppose it isn't you anymore.
She's like, you weak ass
He
bitch.
told us that, didn't he? Jesus himself, he warned us against the scribes, against the priests. In Matthew, do not call anyone on earth Father. You have one Father, and he is in heaven. Woe to you, scribes, Pharisees, hypocrites.
She's gonna get them all against them. I just want someone to karate chop her
I
face
don't know
off.
what's happening. What's happening?
It's the end, Mr. Hobbs.
And the
The end
beginning.
of all things. And all those days you decided not to worship. All those days you turned your back on God. Well, the
Man,
tools
this
for your
holier out
salvation
thou
were
attitude.
always there. The
I
doors
just
were
want someone to
always
please,
open.
please.
You follow me, son. You're welcome in St. Patrick's.
Ooh, two camps. Let's go.
All
Two
have
camps,
to
let's
be
get it.
welcome, or this isn't really a God's house.
Fuck yeah. Ooh.
God, am I proud of you. I'm sorry
No.
that we never told you, your mother and I, but I love you so much. And I've been so proud of you, and I just wish that we had gotten to know each other.
Me too.
Out of the back. I'll take care of it.
Fucking shit. Oh! Not Sarah.
Sarah, baby.
She didn't have any of the wine, did she? I don't think so. Gotta let her go. No. She doesn't want it. That was a good moment between her. Between the two of them.
Her favorite place on the whole island was that little bridge by the marsh. That little bridge.
So symbolic. She can still live. It's fine.
You disgusting viper!
You're a racist
You would burn us
bitch.
in our homes? Oh, I knew.
Yeah, that's
The
what you
day
fucking
set
did.
foot on this island, of course you would. Of course you would.
Where's his son? Someone.
Terrorist.
Really? Someone needs to rip his fucking wings off. Where the hell are Riley's parents at? Yeah. What about you choose God now, huh? What are you gonna do? Burn it. If you give her that fucking
Boy.
thing, she doesn't even know your name. We're gonna go now. You burned up all the other fucking buildings, you dumb bitch. Yes, fucking rip his wings off. Or not rip. Shred him. Cut him off. Jeepers creepers, that bitch.
What happens?
What?
When we die. What happens?
And what the fuck happens?
She's like, you died, but tell me.
Die.
I didn't expect this to get me.
All things. Apart. All of us. Apart.
And not
You,
itself.
me, and my little girl, and my mother, and my father. Everyone who's ever been. Every plant, every animal, every atom, every star, every galaxy. All of it. More galaxies in the universe than grains of sand on the beach, and that's what we're talking about when we say God. The one. The
A
cosmos.
collective whole
And its
of
infinite
infinite
dreams.
dreams.
My soul shall be.
They're all gonna gather and sing and die together.
Allahu Akbar.
Finally praying with him. He finally took it off. Second chance, huh? She's the only one screaming. I think her soul went to hell.
I can't feel my legs.
That means it's done. Well, okay, everyone. That was the series finale of Midnight Mass, and I definitely cried a whole bunch more than I thought I was going to. I'm not gonna lie. So Father Paul, John Paul, we learned that he sought out the salvation of, well, no. When he found out that, hey, I can live anew again and not die, he did it for Sarah and Millie? Is that her name? Sarah's mom's name. His beloved, because he didn't want them to die. And the whole concept of being together, or wanting to be together because of love, but denying themselves because of their but their current status in life. So you have to only be close but apart sort of thing. You know, she was married to someone else, and she said, I wouldn't have left. Sorry, my stomach is hungry. She wouldn't have left her husband, especially after the war. I don't know if they hooked up before she must have hooked up with the father while she was married. Well, maybe while he was at war, her husband. I don't know, but he had a change of heart. I realized that, and I was like, hey, maybe he was gonna suicide himself. I figured that as well. But he finally told Sarah, like, hey, I'm your father, basically. And I'm glad. There's just so much, y'all. I was worried about, the contagion being inside of the kids, like, if they died, like, how long the contagion would die. I mean, live in them, if they went across the island, if when they died, it would like spread or whatever. I was worried about that, but since now I wonder if it died because the monster died, the creature, the angel, maybe. But I'm always on the act, like, if I don't see it die, it's not dead. It's really interesting though how focused it is when it eats. It's like, bro, that's your fault. You don't see, like, he's so intensified, like the eating process is so intensified that it doesn't even notice when it's getting sliced up. And Aaron, like, bringing it back to her, I guess it did notice, but like the hunger, the thirst for blood for is so much stronger than the will to realize the hell is happening to its body. It's so interesting. That's why you need to back up, yo. That's why you need to back up while eating. Anyways, but Erin basically sacrificed herself, and that was the point, you know. It doesn't, there was no self. It's about the whole collective, and that's what they did. They sacrificed selves for the collective. And I thought it was really interesting how Beverly was the only one not, at the end, she was like, okay, I guess I have to accept it. But at the end, she was trying to escape death, and she was the only one who didn't want to die and who was screaming. Everyone else was at peace with it because they realized, holy fuck, what did I do? Beverly, up until the end. Up until the end. That holy art thou attitude. I really wish she would have, something more would have happened to her, but at the same time, this is just, as I guess you can say. I like, if they believe in heaven, they believe in hell, and her ass is going to hell. There's not a thought in my mind that's she's going to hell. I kind of wish Ed would have brought up Riley, you know? Like, you thought your son was a complete waste of space. He died, and you didn't even, like, acknowledge him in any sense. And so I kind of wish that would have been said. Maybe me. I loved that, why am I forgetting names? I don't know. Riley's mom was telling Beverly, I'm going to tell you something that no one's ever told you. You're not a good person. And, like, why is it... Sorry if you can hear my neighbors also. It's the afternoon and they got to do what they got to do. But why are you so angry that Riley and you are both loved by the same God? You are not more special than him. You were all the same. So... basically. And yeah, there's just so much. And then the part when that really got me in the crying was when I saw Riley again, because, like, I felt like, out of all characters in this show, I felt the most connected to with Riley. I'm getting choked up thinking about it right now, because I've said it before, that his thoughts and ideologies in terms of where we are, where we're going, line up more with me. And there was this, why am my voice like, I don't know why I'm talking like this. I liked Riley, but he wasn't a terrible person. There was a terrible mistake, and he hated himself for it. And finally, at the end, he got the forgiveness that he sought from the person herself, you know. But it's good stuff. And like I said in the reaction, Riley's after death and, like, thoughts what happens, and Aaron's are very similar, you know, for the greater. Riley would say that my body would decompose, would break apart, and then all my stuff would feed on and live on. It would be meant something. It would spread across. And then Aaron's was, I'm going to die, neurons, this and that in that moment, but you're gonna forget all of that, But for the collective whole that you're a part of, it's very similar to me, and I don't know, man, it just made me sad. I'm glad that Ali got some sort of redemption, with the lighter. He burned down the home base, if you will. Man, Beverly, you're so stupid. You're so stupid. That's what you get. That's what you get. Can't stand women like that, or not just women, but like people like that, because there really are, and she's so fucking racist. I'm glad she said it, but because before it was just like a sort of look, but she said it, so now I don't feel bad for her even more. I'm like, you piece of shit. You're a piece of shit. Also, the dad didn't necessarily, or the sheriff didn't necessarily die. I mean, I don't know how he would have survived that. He got, in the side and the leg. He could wake up for that, but like how he would get across the, so it doesn't necessarily mean he died, but it doesn't look good for him in any case. Let's see what else. I think the boat scenario in terms of the dream that, Riley saw himself just on a boat, and then with Aaron eventually, and then we had real life comparison between his brother and Liza Warren, that's his brother's name, and Liza, and how the boat is not just stopped in the middle, but going forward to a next life sort of thing. It's good symbolism, because with Riley's dream it was death, but for their reality it's forwardness and to the next chapter sort of thing. What else? I loved how the sheriff Hansen, I think, Hassan, Hansen, I'm not quite sure, and his son at the very end. This entire show you had the sheriff trying to have his son, I think in the first episode that they were shown, the son did do the prayer with him, but after that he was like, no. But I'm glad at the end his son did do it. There were some really great standout performances in the show for me. The guy who plays John Paul Pruitt, the young version, I've never seen him in anything before, and I thought he was really good, really, really good. I've seen the actress before, Sarah, in The Haunting of Hill House, and I thought she was great in that as well. Riley, I know I've seen him in something else. I just can't remember, but it's been a while since I've seen him in something. But he did a great job of, Erin. She's a great, the person who plays her is a great actress. I don't know. It's a really good show. It's definitely a slower burn. Like I was talking to my dad about this show the other day, and it's a slower burn, but I like all the messages and stuff that comes across. It makes you think. It makes you angry, but that's what makes it good. I like shows that make me feel all sorts of rays of emotions, so I give it for the show. Also, I loved at the end how everyone just came together to die peacefully, and they were singing, because that's what it's about, there's no judgmental like Bev and her, you can't go this and that, but anyways, this is a good show. I recommend it. It's good. It's fun. And until the next time, I have no idea what I'm gonna watch yet, but bye. This is Lucia. What? Actually, comment down below any suggestions. I'm always open to suggestions. So, bye-bye. Signing off.